Alrighty, so whenever I was doing my stream, I got asked quite a bit what gear sets I should make for Gelda and what gear sets I should make for LR Zeldris, so I figured we would just knock both of those out in the same video. I'll try to keep this pretty short because obviously you guys just came for the information, but if you're new to the channel or anything, feel free to subscribe, come by and hang out with us, or I don't know, if you want to see some content, let me know, give me a comment, or, team suggestion or something. I don't know, I'll probably try it out depending on whether it goes good or not, completely up to the game. But either way, let's start off with Gelda because honestly, she's probably the one that you guys are going to be playing with the most, I would imagine, and she's the one that I think a lot more people are sort of excited about. So the big thing with Gelda is all of her attacks scale off of HP. So her single target card is scaling off of her max HP, the AoE is just her remaining HP, and then her ultimate is also her max HP. So obviously that kind of leads you to the conclusion that you're going to have to build an HP set at the very least. Whether or not you should go for like a crit damage build or not is completely up to you. I feel like most of the time when I'm playing with the character, she's not critting as often. So I have opted to just go for defense because obviously she is a character that you kind of want to go first with. If you go second with Gelda, there's a lot of odds that they're going to be able to kill you off earlier in the match, and then you're not going to actually be able to build her up. And the whole point of the unit is to just stack absurd amounts of HP, and then you can either just stall forever, endlessly, or you can just kind of like use all of that built up HP to actually deal some good damage and stuff like that. So it kind of just depends. I prefer going for I'm in like a little bit of a middle ground here because obviously I'm using the top pieces with crit chance rolls on the left piece, and I'm using crit damage rolls on the right piece, and that's because obviously because she's an HP scaler, the attack rolls would do her no good, so I have swapped those. I'm basically taking a page out of the Purgatory Bond playbook here, and I'm not using attack rolls on the top pieces because she's not going to get any benefit from those, so that is inherently hurting my CC a little bit. I think I've lost maybe 1,000 CC or so, maybe even more. I didn't really check before and after I changed the rolls on these, but yeah, I don't have attack rolls on these, so I am losing a little bit of CC there. The middle pieces, I did just opt for regular defense pieces. If you go for crit damage pieces, they do drop your CC even more, and I guess if I was going to go one way or the other, I could have just left these as attack rolls, but obviously she's not going to gain anything from that besides CC, and then, using the defense, she's not going to get any more crit damage out, but I kind of feel like I'm equaling out a little bit. Like the CC that I would have lost by using the crit damage, I'm gaining because I'm using the CC that I'm losing by using the crit chance, crit damage rolls on here are being maybe evened out. I don't think it's like a 1-for-1 by any means, but I'm getting that back a little bit by the defense pieces in the middle. So everything else is pretty normal. Regular HP rolls, of course, you want as high of HP rolls as you possibly can, so you can hammer these out if you really need to. The middle pieces are just regular defense. There is no, she does scale a little bit of basic stats from her passive off of her regeneration rate, which is interesting. I didn't want to really opt into sort of like rolling any sort of regeneration rate rolls because I feel like that's going to hurt your CC even more, and because of all of her damage is based on her HP anyway, I feel like going for more damage on the character is probably better off. Like if you wanted to run her as like a support character, I guess you could probably throw some regen rolls in there, but I just didn't feel like that was actually worth doing. So HP defense is what I'm going with. You could go for an HP crit damage set if you think that you could really get use out of it. I just personally thought that the HP defense was a little bit easier to kind of go for. It's just, I don't know, it's just a pretty standard set. As far as Zeldris goes, this guy is 100% a DPS character, but obviously, in this meta with Geldas and everything, and you're most likely going to be running the new Zeldris with the new Gelda, or just trying to go first in general, because this guy does some really insane damage on turn 1. I can put like a little clip in right here where I was messing around with him with an attack crit damage set earlier today. Get a little messy here. Bruh. I'm done. All right, I can't handle this guy. All right, so you can see kind of what you can expect out of like an attack crit damage set. The only problem is of course you're losing quite a bit of CC. So I'm almost at 67k CC with an attack crit set. I do have mine 6.6, but if I swap him over to my HP defense set, he's at 72k, which is pretty good. That's really high CC, and that's obviously a really significant boost. So that's going to help you go first, of course. Whereas, if you do go second, if you're running Gelda, they have a better chance at, killing your Gelda off. This guy's extremely squishy in general, so the HP set might give him a little bit of heft, but to be honest, I don't think it's going to make the biggest difference. Like, this isn't going to save him, I don't think. It's basically just going to help you CC-wise. So I think I do prefer the attack crit damage set on Zeldris. If you're a newer player and you have not really like invested into any of the Zeldrises or anything like that, because obviously Zeldris isn't like a character that's like super meta relevant. At the very least, you've probably leveled up the Festival Zeldris or the Ominous Nebula Zeldris, and they were kind of mainly used for backlining. So if you already have an HP defense set for those characters, or you haven't built a Zeldris set yet, I would definitely recommend going for an HP defense set first. And then if you want to have more fun with him, maybe in like a PvE scenario, or if you have really high CC and you want to go and kind of try and branch out, go first with an attack crit damage set, you definitely can. I really love the damage that this guy can deal, but it's going to be a little bit hit or miss because of, obviously, you're losing quite a bit of CC there from that. But honestly, damage is impressive. I do really like the attack crit damage set on it, but CC it's unfortunately, the meta is shifting back into a CC focused meta, so you do kind of have to take that into a big consideration if you're wanting to actually be competitive in PvP. So that's pretty much it for me. If you have any sort of weird variations on the character's gear that you're using, or if you prefer this or that, or something that I didn't talk about, feel free to comment down below. Maybe somebody will find it useful, or maybe, who knows, if you can convince me, I might change my gear up. You never know. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. I've got that Zeldris clip that I showed earlier. It comes out in the morning, so it should maybe already be out depending on when you're watching this, but it's a really fun video. Go check that out. So subscribe. I will see you guys later.